Today I'm going to be showing you 8 exercises that you can do with one dumbbell, and you can ditch the second dumbbell. Now obviously this could come in handy if you only have one dumbbell, but if you're also interested in knowing some of the other potential benefits of just using one dumbbell instead of 2, I've done an entire video on that and you can check that out in the description. Before we dive into these 8 exercises though, also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, let's get to it. First up, we have the overhead press or the military press. And this is going to be for your shoulder. You're going to come up with the dumbbell and simply be pressing up, keeping a tight core and keeping your back flat. You don't want to be arching backwards. Now, obviously, you can do this with 2 dumbbells and there's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to add in a little bit of extra core stability by just using one, and you'll be able to really isolate and focus on that one muscle group. Next up is the lateral fly. Now you can just do this with one dumbbell by standing straight up, just like you would if you were doing 2. However, you can even add more benefit to this now that you have an arm free. If you have something you can hang on to where you can lean a little bit away, now your body weight is not going to be able to help you at all. You're just hanging, and when you do the motion, it's completely isolating the shoulder. I can't cheat at all. I can't sway or use any extra momentum this way. The next exercise is the French press or overhead tricep extension. Now you can do this obviously with 2 arms behind your head like this. However, if we do it with one and just lighten the weight a little, we're going to be able to get in a little better position to where I can really isolate the tricep and really get a good squeeze going all the way down and coming up. It's going to be a little better motion for the movement as well, but also obviously just doing one arm instead of 2, I'm going to make sure that I'm also not overpowering one side or the other, and I'm going to be able to train them equally. Next up is the skull crusher. Now most people wouldn't even consider doing one arm with this one at a time. Typically you would hold both. However, there's a few benefits to doing this. One is that normally when people hold 2, they squeeze them together, and it actually takes away some of the work that your triceps have to do. And so having the extra stability work by just doing one at a time is going to make it tougher. You can do that with 2. However, it also then becomes a little less safe as you're holding weight over your head. And so focusing on one at a time not only is going to help you really work on stability and also really isolating the one side at a time, but it's also a little bit safer since you're holding weight up above your head. We wouldn't want you to get crushed, despite it being named the skull crusher. Next up is the bench press. Now, there's 2 things I'll show you with this one. Obviously, if you're just going to be doing one side at a time, you can just bench normal and isolate one at a time. The nice part is you can really come across your midline when using just one, whereas obviously if you're using 2, they're going to hit at this point. You can't really cross them. So using one, you'll be able to come across the midline. Now, as you get a little heavier in weight, you may run into an issue of losing balance and not being able to keep yourself on the bench when you go down. You've got 2 options. One is you can do this motion from the floor so that when you come down, your arm is going to be supported by the ground, and then you can press back up. However, another option is to take another dumbbell, even if it's not the same weight. So this one is 5 pounds heavier than this one, and I can hold the other dumbbell on this side while I do the pressing motion. Now, obviously, if you have 2 of the same, you can, press them both together if you want to just keep doing it that way. But if you don't have 2 of the same dumbbells, or you want the benefit of being able to come a little further over and really squeezing or isolating one side at a time, then you can simply hold another dumbbell to make sure that you don't lose balance. Next up is the bench supported row. So I'm going to have a bench at a slight incline here. You could do it flat, but usually it's not going to be a high enough bench. You'll probably hit the ground if you do that. So having it at a slight incline is going to be preferred. And then I'm going to take one dumbbell and having my arm on the other side to support my weight so that I'm not being pulled off the bench, I'm just going to hang with this arm and then simply do the rowing motion. Obviously, once I'm done, I'll alternate and do the other side. But doing it this way, I can really work on one side, isolating and squeezing the back on one side at a time, and then switching to the other side. Last of all, like the bench supported row, we've got a bench supported fly. So instead of rowing the weight up, I'm going to use a little lighter weight, and I'm going to come out with the weight like this. And the reason I do bench supported for these when doing single arm is, for one, it helps that you can hold on to the bench while you're doing this, but additionally, I'm making sure that I'm not cheating. If I'm doing standing ones and I'm doing single arm, I could really turn my body like this. Obviously, if I'm doing two, not gonna really have that issue. I could still bounce and cheat, but if doing one, you could be turning your body like this. And so doing the bench supported is going to ensure that I'm really getting the benefit of using one versus two. All right, well, there you have it. There's 8 exercises that you can do with just one single dumbbell. I hope that you found this helpful. If you'd like some more exercises using just one dumbbell, I've also done an entire video on a whole workout using only one dumbbell, and so you can check that out in the description below as well. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.